Well, hello, fellow YouTubers, nursing students. I'm assuming since y'all are watching this video on the NCLEX, my opinions on it and what I used to study. So first of all, I want to say, yay! I passed my NCLEX. Whoop, 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 whoop. So excited about that. So I am now an RN. Woo, woo. Okay, sorry. Pretty excited. But I wanted to share this video with y'all because everybody puts out videos. I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people put out videos, and I know I personally watched 1,000 videos on what did you study to pass the NCLEX. So let me give you my views on it. My school is a very hard school. I got my 80 in. My school is very rigorous, very hard, very tough. So I felt like, and they highly recommend when you graduate that you do the Hearst review. So I am going to discuss that a little bit down the line. So anyway, they don't pay for it, but they do recommend it. So I felt like my school gave me a very good base. I will say that because it was a very rigorous, tough, rough school. With that being said, I also wanted to pass my NCLEX on the first time. I am an LPN, or I was an LPN. And I passed my LPN NCLEX on the first time, so I was really trying to do that again. And I passed my LPN NCLEX with like 150 questions, so I was aiming for lower if possible, but I just wanted to pass at the end of the day. So let me just show you the books that I bought and my opinions on them. That's what I'm going to do. So first book I'm going to show you is this one, the Kaplan NCLEX-RN Premier 2016 with 2 practice tests. I don't have much to say about this book. I thought it was boring. I had a hard time running with it. Some people love it. If you can see, sorry about that, my battery's running low and it just kind of gave me a pop-up. But if you can see where I marked it, I did a few questions in here, but I really wasn't feeling like it was doing anything for me, so I didn't even bother using the 2 practice tests. I bought this book off eBay for like maybe $30. Was not impressed. That's my opinion. Save your money. Not worth it. This book came highly recommended. Everybody tells me to get this book. Everybody says to get this book. And honestly, I was so busy with the other materials that I had bought, I didn't pay too much attention to this one. It's not bad. Like, honestly, if you don't have any medical experience, like if you were not a nurse already or a medical, I don't know. I've never been a medical assistant, so I don't know how your background is on prioritization, but I feel like as an LPN, I kind of was good on that, so I really wasn't stressing too much about this book. It has great questions in it. They honestly were just boring to me, and every time I tried to start doing questions in here, I felt like I was bored, so I really didn't follow through with this one much either. It has access online to questions, more questions, and so I actually did maybe 30 of them because I remembered that I could access them online, because I do better with online things, I think, and then it's more like the NCLEX too, so I did that, and I thought that was better, but again, I was bored with that, so I didn't use that book that much either. This one. People swear by this one, and I thought this book, the Saunders, I have the 6th edition NCLEX-RN. I believe this is the most recent one out. I thought this book was actually really good for like resource-wise. I used it originally. I was going to go through every chapter and answer all the questions because I did have a friend. This is the only thing she used in the previous book, and she passed with 75 questions. Now, mind you, she was an LPN, so she did have a little bit of base already, but she did not want to pay for like a live review, so she just used this book and the previous prioritization book, and she did fine. So, yes, you can just use this book, and you'll be fine, I'm sure. It's just a big book, to be honest with you. I started doing questions, and again, I just felt like it was just taking forever. So I'm more of a question and answer person. I want instant question, answer, question, answer. So I spent a lot of time in apps, and I'll discuss that as well. But I think if there was something I wasn't clear on, that's what I kind of started focusing on this book, because it is heavy. The material is heavy. It's great for explaining things. I think it has great rationales. I get bored easy. So with that being said, this was like a resource book for me. I'm not going to say it's not a good book, because I think it is a great book, and I know a lot of people recommend it. A lot of people pass their NCLEX with just this book alone. For me, again, I get bored easy, so I didn't stick with that one that much either. Now, this was, I paid $300 and I think it was $10 for the live review for Hearst. This is the Hearst review book they give you when you go to the live review, and they tell you that if you study this book and know the material, like you can actually teach it to someone, then you have a very good chance of passing the NCLEX on your first try. I wanted to say it's like it's a good, they give you a percentage, I feel like, but I don't want to lie, so I'm not going to lie and say that. But if you don't pass the NCLEX, they'll pay for you to either do a review class again, or to, they'll give you your money back. So that's a great thing. You want to pass it though. So I did. Now about this book. So it's great. When you go to the lecture, they kind of have you fill in the blanks, answering the questions. I'm sure they do that. It's offered online, so they probably do the same thing. With that being said, for the Hearst review, I thought it was very good. I thought it was a great review on the core content. If you are weak in content, that is your thing. I'm not really weak on content, but I thought it was great for me to just get that review again, because I mean, OB, I hadn't had OB nursing or peds nursing for like a year prior to graduating, you know, so I thought that was, you know, they have like chapter on maternity, chapter on peds, cardio, endocrinology, you know, just, it's very good to me for that. And so a lot of stuff they really break down, like at the beginning they break down fluid electrolytes, aldosterone, ADH. I mean, they take it basic, build you up, and the whole thing, the whole binder is like building you up every chapter. So I think this is an excellent resource, especially for people who are not so keen on their core content. But even if you are, and you want to just be like, feel really, really confident, I do suggest Hearst. I think it's great. I had a hard time at first grasping how to study it, because I'm not a reader. I get bored reading. So I always used to write my lecture notes. So I was like, literally going to write this book. This book is 296 pages, I think. My bad, 260 pages. I was going to write the whole book, but then I was like, I can't sit here and write out 260 pages. So, but I did. Long story short, I started it, I stopped it because I thought it was crazy, and then I just ended up doing it. It took me like 2 days to write the whole book. But for me, it's something about writing my own notes. Like, I'll go back and I'll highlight stuff that is important to me, and I remember that, and it processes for me well that way. So I mean, if that's how you study, do you, because you need to pass the NCLEX on the first try if possible. We all want to pass it on the first try. So go with what you know. What I knew was writing out the notes. So yes, I'm not gonna lie to you, I ended up writing out this whole book. That's what I did. The other thing I did is I purchased 2 apps. Now, one app, if you are a nursing student and you are watching this video and you are still in school, let me tell you about the best $30 you can spend, and that is on the NCLEX Mastery app. And no, I am not endorsed by any of these companies, but I think the NCLEX Mastery app is awesome, because you can break down categories and answer questions, or you can just have it give you random quick questions, and it'll filter through whatever it wants to give you. But it is great. They're probably, in my opinion, now that I've taken the NCLEX, I feel like NCLEX Mastery is probably mid-level questions. When you first start using the app, though, you're going to be like, because they do seem super hard, but I think they're probably mid-level. And I say that only because I used that app probably towards my last semester of nursing school, and then I was using it to study for my NCLEX for about a week. And I say that because after I scheduled my NCLEX, I had 2 weeks before I took my exam. So for those 2 weeks, I was focusing on reading what I wrote for the Hearst review, that book. Excuse me. And then also I was using the NCLEX Mastery app. Well, then I started watching YouTube videos, and a lot of people are recommending UWorld. So I was like, let me see what UWorld is all about. Now, let me say this. if you are about to take your NCLEX, do not be like me and wait until a week before you take your NCLEX to get UWorld. I highly, look at me, read my lips, highly recommend that you get UWorld ASAP. UWorld is $60 for 1 month. They have longer. If you're in nursing school and you're about to graduate, or you have like 2 months before you graduate, whatever. I think it's $90 for 2 or 3 months, but they have like packages. Obviously, the shortest package was a month, so I paid $60 for 1 week. Because I wanted to get my NCLEX. Like, I have a job already. Like, they hired me before I even graduated nursing school, and it's my dream job. I'm going to be working in inpatient surgery on a level 1 trauma center hospital. It's really, really great. I'm really excited. So I wanted to like make sure I hit all the resources that I thought I needed. So yes, I bought the UWorld app for $60 for 1 week. But I think that app is amazing. Again, read my lips, amazing. You need it. The rationales are outstanding. It offers diagrams. There were so many things that I would answer questions on. And then if you get it wrong or right, whatever, they'll give you the rationales, but some of them, they'll actually break it down. You can click on something and it'll show you a picture of what they're talking about. I thought it was just such a huge difference from NCLEX Mastery. Again, don't get me wrong, I think the NCLEX Mastery app is good. I think it's a great $30 because it's a one-time fee and you don't have to continuously pay for it again. Once you've paid for NCLEX Mastery app, it's $30, you got it forever. So I think it's great while you're in nursing school to practice getting you ready for exams. I think it's a great app for that, just to learn the material. I think UWorld is better for practicing for the NCLEX. UWorld is higher level critical thinking questions, in my opinion. The NCLEX to me looked a lot more like UWorld than it did NCLEX Mastery. With that being said, how many questions did I have on my NCLEX? I had 110 questions, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I thought the NCLEX was horrible. I feel like I knew my material in and out. I was very confident in myself. I was ready to get the NCLEX over with. And to go back a second, a lot of people say don't study the day before your NCLEX. I say do you, boo. Because I'm one of those people, I can't just not study the day before an exam. That's just been me in nursing school. The day before an exam, the morning of the exam, I'm studying. So I say do you. I had to study the day before. I honestly tried to not study because my husband was like, don't study. I tried to not study and it was stressing me out more because I felt like I was losing out. So then I told him, I said I got to. So when I did start studying, I felt so much more, I felt so much more relieved. So I'm a study bee. I like to make sure that I'm going in guns armed, ready to go. So I feel like you just need to do what you do and be consistent with it. If you're a person that studies last minute, do it. If you're a person that feels like, hey, I got it, I'm good, I don't need to look at it again on test day, then maybe you can take your day off. But you know, you got to do what you got to do because you're the one who's taking the test at the end of the day. So yeah, I had 110 questions. I thought it was horrible. More than half, I feel like I didn't count. A lot of people will count their select all that apply. I did not, but I can tell you that I had a lot of select all that apply, and I thought, I was like, is this a joke? Like, I thought it was a nightmare. I'm like, are you guys kidding me? Another one? So you need to make sure you know your material and know it backwards and forwards. I mean, people say that, but I mean, it's true because it's not an easy exam. If you find it easy, yay for you, you know, because it's hard. I found this online. I added my own stuff to it, but it's like a lab value sheet. And I got mine off Pinterest, and it actually says like NCLEX lab values. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they have this online on Pinterest, and you can just, you know, pin it and then print it, which is what I did. But I was motivating myself before I took the NCLEX, and I suggest you do the same. I put, you are gonna rock the NCLEX with smiley faces, and this was taped to my bathroom mirror. So every morning I woke up, I saw this, like it was right here beside my face. On top of that, I had a little sign that said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. That was on my mirror. And then I had my name with RN behind it. I had my name with RN behind it in my bathroom mirror. I had it in my bedroom on my dresser mirror. I had a screenshot of the unofficial results pass as my screensaver on my phone. I mean, believe it, think it, believe in yourself, you know, be confident in it. Go in there thinking, I'm coming out of here as an RN, baby. I got this. Like, you got to go in confident. So I just suggest you guys stay uplifted. There's an NCLEX prayer that I found on Pinterest as well. I thought was amazing, and I read that. So, I mean, and prayer is my number one. Like, prayer is huge for me. But whatever, you know, you do, you know, just stay consistent, stay focused, be confident. But make sure you go in there knowing your material. If you're not sure if you need to reschedule, you know, do it, but at the same time, don't wait too long. Statistics show that if you're about to graduate, the sooner you take the NCLEX, the better chance you have of passing it. So no stress, you know, you guys got this, but that's my opinion on the NCLEX. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. You know, I'll be happy to reply. Good luck. God bless. Thanks for watching.